excited. Nice stiffy.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, Roger, you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with Savage. We're here with Anthony. Jay should be here momentarily. We're going to be talking about NXT tonight, and let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. The show's going to open up with Carmelo Hayes, and he's going to come out and, talk his shit, do his thing. Apparently, there's going to be a fatal four-way match come out, so we're going to see Grayson Waller. We're going to see Dragon Lee. We're going to see JD McDonough. Carmelo Hayes actually gave Braun Breaker one of the spots to the match, but that didn't end up happening. I'm not sure where they're going with Braun Breaker. Obviously, they're not going to the back to the championship. Jay, what'd you think of the opening tonight?
I think it's a segment we always see from time to time from a champion. I like the transition from Carmelo Hayes from heel to babyface. I think it's working because he just has this cool factor in him, and fans are behind him, and I think it's going to be a great run as a babyface. To see what happens.
Carmelo Hayes comes in, does his thing. Grayson Waller made it clear tonight that everybody in the ring is a bunch of idiots and that he's going to become the number one contender. I guess we'll have to wait and see if that ends up happening later tonight. But I like Grayson Waller's confidence. Then we're going to get into this. I'm really sick of this. I really don't care about any of this, like, at all. I mean, really. It's bad. It's really bad. This whole thing is bad. It's not getting better. If anything, it's actually getting worse. All right, Kiana James, Fallon Henley, they're arguing backstage before their title match. Josh Briggs rolls up on them to tell them to focus on the titles. And they're wondering where Brooks is before taking their leave and sending us to break. After this, we get a TikTok video of Sol Ruka and a pal who hasn't made her debut yet, making videos in the parking lot. Tiffany Stratton rolls up, tells him to stop making videos in the parking lot. So, I don't know. We see a lot of these TikTok videos. We see a lot of these Instagram. NXT does a pretty good job of integrating social media in their show to continue the story on other platforms. Probably better than even Raw does. Do you know anything about that friend of Sol Ruka's, Jay? Do we know anything about her?
They're tag team on, I think, NXT Level Up on Fridays. So they have teamed together. So she hasn't debuted in NXT on Tuesdays, but Friday she has debuted. It's okay.
What's going on, Anthony? We didn't see you yesterday for Raw, man. What'd you think of Raw last night?
Sucked.
Yeah? It's a great way to sum it up. What'd you think about this match here tonight? Our first match of the night on NXT. Alba Fire, Aladdin taking on Fallon Henley, Kiana James. And this match was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Exactly what I thought it was going to be, which was a complete waste of time to tell a story that I don't care about yet again.
Sucked.
Alba Fire, Aladdin win by pinfall with the senton from Alba Fire on Fallon Henley, retaining the NXT Tag Team Championship. Jay, what'd you think of this match?
Well, I'm kind of interested in the storyline now. I like the push. It's just progressing the story. I didn't really think much of the match. Alba Fire, Aladdin, I like their finisher. I think it's a great setup for the Swanton. And it's Fire's best work we've seen since she's did a character change. So, not a bad match. All right.
Okay. Obviously, this guy's going to get involved again, costing them the match. They're going to land their finisher. I do agree with you. Their tag team finisher is very good. Looks like the chat's getting lit up right now. I guess we can give a shout out to McThomason for being here. Travis, no worries if you can't make it all the time, man. We appreciate you getting in here whenever you can. Johannes is in the house. What's going on, brother? Travis has a lot to say. Braun is definitely better as a heel. Nobody does Savage. Nobody. Wrestling with Savage, it's such a boring story. Who gives a shit? Yeah, I agree. Mick Thomason says it did not suck. It was awesome tonight. What are you talking about? I'm talking about what I want to talk about. So, Mick, if I think it sucks, that's because I think it sucks. See, here's the thing, Mick Thomason. We have different brains. My brain is not your brain. So you might see something and love it, where I see it and I hate it. That's what makes us different people. That's the world. The world's filled with 7 billion people. And if all 7 billion people thought the same damn thing, this would be a boring fucking planet. Just to answer your question, Mick Thomason, all right? I don't want you to think I'm not answering your question. Not only did I want to answer your motherfucking question, I really wanted to give it a great answer. Travis, someone interested in the story? Did hell just freeze over? There you go. See, he's reacting to you, Mick, because he's like, how the hell do you care about the storyline? But Jay apparently now likes this storyline. And I guess, I don't know why. Maybe it took Isla down and Alba Fire.
I just like the push. I like to see the tag team break.
Yeah, but I mean, but it's just going to end up in they're breaking up. They're breaking those.
That's why I'm excited.
Yeah, but it could lead to a breakup, or it could lead to a big miraculous comeback. I'm not a fan of it. I have not been a fan of it. I don't think I'm going to be a fan of it.
It definitely progressed tonight with that push.
100%. There is some movement in the right direction as far as the split goes with Briggs and Jensen. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire look good, but I want to talk about this guy. I love Noam Dar. I think Noam Dar is one of the most underutilized superstars on the entire roster. He has been putting in the work for over, it feels like 10 years now, Jay, but I know it's not that long. How long has he been killing it, Jay, in NXT UK? With his segments, his matches. We know the guy can go. I want to know, what do you think of Noam Dar? I have a feeling you're going to hate him.
I think his 15 minutes, his fame is up. That's what I think.
Wow.
Summarize it.
How is his 15 minutes up when he just made it to the main roster on NXT?
Listen, man. Been watching this guy since 205 Live, all right? He had his shine. It's over.
It's been a while, right? He's been in the WWE for a while. It feels like almost 10 years. Because you're bringing up NXT 205 Live.
I never liked his character changes, so he's not my cup of tea.
I like Noam Dar. I'm interested to see what he's going to bring to the table. Anthony, do you have any opinions on Noam Dar?
No, I'm going to watch some of his matches and some of his segments on YouTube tonight.
Yeah, watch some of his NXT UK stuff in the years past. He had some great feuds with pretty much all the guys that are on the show now. All right, let's keep it moving. We have more crap to talk about. Chase you, we're going to give Duke Hudson the MVP award because he's the most viable player. I do love Thea Hale's attitude in general. She just screams excitement. She's always hyped. She's always loud. And then this was surprising. Braun Breaker would come out and interrupt this. Jay, did you see that coming? That was a surprise. I was genuinely shocked because I had seen him. Go ahead, Ant. What do you got?
No, I thought I liked that. I thought that was different. You know, because once I saw him there, I was like, what are they doing with him? I'm like,
No, I was genuinely surprised to see him walking through because I don't know if you guys caught it, but they kind of showed him walking down that staircase before he hopped over the rail. I was like, what the hell's Braun doing here? Is he about to get involved in this segment right here? For some reason, to me, this feels like they're really giving Chase U a rub. When you have Braun Breaker automatically coming out working with them. Jay, did you get that impression from this?
No. This is by far the most cheesiest segment I have ever seen because whatever they said absolutely was just repetitive over and over and changed words. But I've been telling you guys for the past 2 months, these guys make it work. It works. The crowd's behind them. This is Duke Hudson's best character work since he did that whole poker gimmick when he first came into NXT 2.0. This Thea Hale with the facial expressions. Chase, we all know what he could do on the mic. Give it to all these people here. They're killing it. I don't know if you guys not seen it, but the star that showed for me tonight, period, is Duke Hudson, and this was it right here, right in front of your face. I was impressed.
Why is my mic muted? I'm being silly. I agree with you. Duke Hudson did shine tonight, but it wasn't in that segment. Duke shined in the match, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But overall, I don't hate Chase U. I kind of like Chase U. I'm confused with where they're going with Braun Breaker coming out, and I guess we'll have to wait and see what's going to be going on here. I guess he's not getting involved in the heavyweight picture. He's going to leave Carmelo alone for now. I guess that's the plan.
Well, because could we be looking at a Grayson Waller Braun Breaker rematch, or do you think that's too? They're not taking that title off of Carmelo.
I don't think they're taking that title off Carmelo. Here we see it all. Apparently, NXT Anonymous is still doing his job, keeping tabs on the superstars of NXT. And here we see Tony D and Stacks. Basically, they're beating up Pretty Deadly. So more Twitter action here. And that's going to come into play later tonight. Here we get a matchup between Javier Bonal. For some reason, Damon Kemp is going to come outside ringside. And here we go with this guy again, Eddie Thorpe. Again, I don't know why, Jay. I don't know what it is. Not very I was actually more impressed with Big Body Javi tonight than I was with Eddie Thorpe. Am I wrong in saying that?
Let's see what I got here in my notes. It said here I wasn't impressed with anybody, and this match made absolutely no sense. I'll tell you why it absolutely made no sense. Let's start off with Damon Kemp. We haven't seen him in TV in months, and all of a sudden we just randomly put him in this particular match. Makes no sense at all. I told you about Eddie Thorpe, guys. I don't know where he's from. I haven't watched his stuff, but he's just bland to me, and he's just bland tonight. They keep pushing and pushing with Vic Joseph about this Native American heritage. I get all that, but when you say enough of it, you're feeding it down my throat, and I just don't want to watch it. And I don't know where we went, which is odd. We went from Big Body Javi to absolutely getting no time on TV, not even cutting a promo, not even cutting anything, just randomly putting in with a guy that we think we're going to push to the moon. I don't see it, guys. It's bland. This match was bland.
I agree with Steven over there. I think Thorpe so far has not had a good debut. This is his second match in 2 weeks. Not impressed. Much more impressed with Big Body Javi. Anthony, did you take anything away from this matchup tonight?
I didn't even watch it.
There you go. All right. Mick Thomason letting us know he's going to be watching Impact Rebellion coming up live. That's great news, Mick. Too bad that has nothing to do with NXT.
Get your money back. No, I'm just kidding.
Baby.
I just gotta express this. Like, I hate the Florida NXT crowd. They are complete garbage. They would cheer a freaking pin dropping.
Are you talking about the NXT universe, all 400 of them?
Yeah. It's garbage. I miss the Full Sail days, the black and gold days. That crowd, man, they were always on fire. Like, this crowd's dead.
There's a big difference between then and now as far as the roster goes. I mean, the roster from head to toe back then in the black and gold days was dripped with superstars. I mean, right now I can name maybe 7 guys and maybe 5 girls who are like really good in NXT. The rest are just like, they're just there.
Yeah.
Maybe Jay can name more. I don't know. We should do an NXT draft one day. That would be interesting.
Yeah, instead of talking about this dumb show.
No, let's talk about this nonsense, all right? I don't even know why I took a picture of this. Why? Didn't they just dump on scripts like hard last week? Didn't Axiom make him look like a straight-up garbage can?
And he's playing him in his hands. That's what he said. Axiom is playing right in my hands.
All right, let's pretend we're doing a mock draft for NXT real quick. Let's call it 5 picks. I'll go first. Then we'll go to Jay, then we'll go to Ant. All right, if I have to pick first, and this is women and men combined, my number 1 pick right now in NXT is JD McDonough. Jay, who are you taking?
Taking Braun Breaker.
Anthony?
Ooh. I gotta say Grayson Waller.
Okay. I'm taking Tiffany Stratton.
Roxanne Perez.
Ooh.
Pop rock.
The Isla Dawn and like those two women, like the
So you're taking the tag team champs.
Yeah.
Okay. I am gonna take. Give me some Cora Jade.
Sol Ruka.
Interesting choice. Who you got?
Carmelo.
I'm taking Tony D'Angelo.
Dijak.
You know, I'm probably gonna get people are gonna probably hate me for saying this.
Nobody can hate you.
I gotta say Chase.
Okay.
Hughes.
Anthony's over here cheating. He's taking entire factions, tag teams. He's out here trolling nasty, but it's okay. That's fine. You're taking Chase
You
Hughes.
won the draft.
Yeah, he definitely won the draft. I'm taking Dragunov.
Wesley.
Good choice. Just take Scripps and call it a day.
No, I'm not taking Scripps. He sucks.
I hate that shit. It's so bad. So bad. Come on, Ant.
Dragon Lee.
Okay, and we're gonna end the draft there just to give you guys an idea of where we're all thinking. I like my team. I got JD, I got Cora, I got Dragunov, I got Tony D'Angelo. Jay's got, who do you got, Jay? You got Braun Breaker.
Roxanne Perez faces the company right there. That's already tough right there.
Anthony's got like 17 people on his stable, but it's okay. I like it.
Here.
We got to get rid of Scripps, though. I'm sick of Scripps. What do we think about this man's debut tonight, okay? We actually, you know what? Let's save that, because we find out we're going to get the debut. Doesn't happen just yet. He's going to take on Kofi from Gallus Boys over there. And then, of course, Schism has to get involved, and they got to talk some shit to the Gallus Boys. But now we're going to talk about this matchup. Sol Ruka versus Tiffany Stratton. And real simple, Tiffany Stratton looks fantastic. She wins by pinfall with the moonsault. What did you think of this match, Anthony?
Again, Tiffany just impresses the shit out of me each week.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like,
why I'm taking her.
Her heel work, like the way she reacts in the ring to every move. Like, she knows how to be a heel, and she's gonna make it on the main roster. I think.
I wasn't surprised. She put away Sol Ruka pretty quickly. Jay, what'd you see in this matchup?
Be a hard critic here because they're really pushing her. So
They are.
It's not the cleanest match, but it's not bad looking to watch, if that makes sense. It was okay. I like the moonsault. I thought Sol Ruka had her moments, but it's obviously Stratton has more experience, as we saw in the ring. I think Ruka still needs more work from what I saw tonight. But if she could stay on this path that she's in and gets better every match, I think these two can make one hell of a magic 6 to 12 months down the road.
Well, like they said on commentary, these are probably two of the most athletic women in the division. Sol Ruka actually thinks a little more athletic than Tiffany Stratton, but that's okay. Tiffany doesn't really need all that athleticism when she has that kind of persona and body, and she can be more grounded. You know, if you want to have a long career, it's better to stay grounded. You know, she does have a couple of high spots, but she doesn't do the crazy shit that we see Sol Ruka do. Sol Ruka's all over the place. Springboard this, springboard that.
Which is why it's not the cleanest. Which I was saying, not the cleanest, but not bad looking to watch.
We're going to see Cora Jade making her way to the ring, but before that, we get an interview with the Creed brothers, and apparently Diamond Mine is still a thing. They're holding on for dear life, Diamond Mine. I don't know why. And you know what? I don't even care what they have to say. Tiffany comes out, steals the spotlight yet again. She rolls up, all right, talking shit about winning another match. And, you know, she's confused why she hasn't gotten a title match yet. Cora Jade's going to make her entrance. She's going to come into the ring, and Cora Jade was going to do a lot of talking tonight. Probably the most talking we've seen her do in quite some time. And when I say talking, this is basically trash talking. She was talking trash about every woman in the division, from Zoe Starks to Roxanne Perez. And she made it even personal with Roxanne Perez. She says, you know, I'm not even going to mention you too much because you're going through some real shit. But seriously, Roxanne, how long is that going to be your crutch? You know, she was going on about everybody. Eventually, she's going to get confronted. Lyra Valkyria would come out. I wasn't a big fan of the kick. That second kick, if you noticed, didn't really land all the way. Maybe it was on purpose. Cora Jade basically just gets the hell out of there. Dodges. Jay, I'll go to you first because you used to put Cora over like.
I got a lot of notes here, guys. I thought this was the most amazing promo segment that I have ever seen from Cora Jade. The way she just trash talked the entire division to me just made her one of the top heels right now in NXT. Everything she said was money. It made sense. Roxanne, I put you on the map. Tiffany, you play it better, but I run this place. Even Lara, not big fan of the Birds. Guess what? I'm not a big fan of the Birds either. And when she came out, if you notice, there was people in the background. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? She said to Cora. And the fans in the background, because you don't like your Birds. I don't like them either. And that's where the character development for me just kind of falls off. I don't know if this is supposed to be some Harry Potter type shit, but I don't get it. I think that needs work from her if I'm going to take her seriously, but I like her look. I like how she came in the ring. I thought she cut a solid promo for when she first debuted in Lara, but Cora Jade killed it in every line, period. This is why this woman was ranked number 83 out of 150 of PWI last year, guys. Let's not forget. That's pretty big no matter what. So this just made her, I believe, in my books, right there, up there with Stratton for sure as one of the top heels in NXT right now.
I agree. The Birds are stupid, and I thought Cora did a great job of handling all the heat the crowd was giving her, because obviously they were not on the same page with her. They were booing her. They were trying to throw her off her game, and then Cora never stumbled. She took whatever they chanted or said and got off her next sentence, got off her next statement. Cora looked strong as hell tonight. I think she's going to end up killing Valkyria in a matchup probably at Spring Break. It looks like that's where they're gearing towards. Anthony, how about you? What did you see tonight in her promo work?
I got to agree with Jay. I'm going to definitely agree with Jay on this one. That was the most, I was really entertained with that segment with a garbage night. But, you know.
It was good. It was
good.
Yeah, she killed it tonight. I mean, I don't got a screenshot of this, but after this, basically Wesley's interviewed. He says he still has the chip on his shoulder with the talent here. He has to stay on point, and he wants to make sure that, you know, he gets cut off. Drew Gulak, Charlie Dempsey roll up. Gulak congratulates him on his match against Axiom last week, but asks what it's like when he's grounded. Dempsey asks how he's supposed to run when his ligaments are torn and he has no option but to tap out. Lee says he sees where this is going, and if he wants a match, all he has to do is just ask. So somebody mentioned earlier Dempsey. Obviously, Dempsey is going to be going, it looks like Dempsey's going to be going after that North American title. Jay, do you see Dempsey maybe getting that title?
I see him getting a shot, but I don't know if it's going to make me look at him another way. I think he did better on the mic tonight than he's done since he debuted. So we'll see what happens. Take it day by day. Okay. What you got on him? I know you're highly big on Dempsey. So.
I do, but I think Shawn Michaels loves Wesley so much right now that Wesley's on a special kind of run right now that isn't going to end anytime soon. So like you said, I think he's going to challenge him, but I don't think he's going to beat him, unfortunately. I'd like to see that, but I just don't. I don't see it in the cards, guys. I just don't see it in the cards. What I did see tonight was this matchup. Dragunov making his way to the ring, and he's going to take on Von Wagner. And if Von Wagner loses, Mr. Stone walks away. This is an interesting stipulation. It actually made me think that Von Wagner was going to somehow, some way walk away with the dub. And actually, Jay, this was my favorite match of the night because I thought this told a better story than all the other matches. I'm much more interested to see what's going to happen when Von Wagner right now, being in NXT without Mr. Stone, maybe this gets Von Wagner sent up to the main roster. Maybe Mr. Stone goes up to the main roster. Von Wagner came out strong, man. He was abusing Dragunov, but then Dragunov showing him, look at him. One of the best athletes, launching this guy around, ends up hitting his torpedo attack, and gets the 1, 2, 3, and you see Mr. Stone walking away. So, Jay, I'd love to know, what are you taking away from all this tonight?
Made no effing sense whatsoever. That's what I think about this. And I'm going to get to my point. For weeks, maybe for 2 months, we've been getting Von Wagner getting some sort of kind of character change, right? Some sort of becoming a badass because Mr. Stone said, I'm going to leave you if you don't push it. Weeks and weeks and weeks, and they break him up. Oddest thing I ever seen on TV. I can't believe I saw that live. Makes no sense to me, but maybe there's a twist. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, but it absolutely makes no sense. Let's face it, guys. Von Wagner is a star, like him or not, but there's something missing about this guy. I don't know what it is. He needs some type of reboot, but there is just something missing about Von Wagner. I can't put my finger to it. Hopefully, this is the beginning of the reboot. Something got to give. This guy's too much to be a star, guys.
Well, let's not forget, about a year ago, they had this guy gorilla press slamming talent over the top rope, into the crowd, into the commentary table, into the audience. He had such a high push. It's like they took that away from him. 2 years
ago, he was with Adam Pearce and SmackDown segment as a security guard. And look what happened to that. The next week, he came right back to NXT.
Yeah, I just don't think the direction's clear with him.
Something is missing because when you look at this guy, he's a top-notch star. He has the look. He has something. There's just something missing there. I don't know if it's the if factor. Something is missing.
I really thought he was going to pull off the win tonight to just keep him and Mr. Stone together. But that's what made me like it at the end because now I'm interested. I want to know what's going to happen. Where is this storyline going to go? I hope there's more to this story than just Mr. Stone's gone now.
Maybe the twist, but as of now, it makes no sense to me.
What'd you think of this after the match? Anthony, what'd you think of the match and what'd you think about Dijak coming out?
I actually want to just go to Jay's point with what he was saying, with where they're going. Or what he's missing. What I think he's missing is, I think he's just missing him, just being him. I don't think, because I honestly think that they're writing for him too much. Because every time he talks, he's always sounding he's always talking scripted. He's just missing that flow that you see with a lot of the superstars, like hence Roman Reigns. Like, look at Roman Reigns on the main roster. Guy knows how to talk. A lot of these wrestlers know how to talk without being scripted. I don't think he's a guy that should be scripted.
Not a bad point. How about you, Jay? Dijak and Dragunov going at it now. Apparently this is the new feud.
I think it's a great feud. I mean, if you look at it on their paper, these guys match really well. And I think it will be intense. I think it will be as violent as they can push it. I would love to see this match.
I think it's going to be a hell of a matchup. It's going to be a steel match, kind of like a match that could steal the show, to be honest. I'm assuming we're going to see this at Spring Break.
Also,
yeah, let's just hope that Dijak doesn't break a finger again.
When is Spring Break again?
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now. And then we have Battleground, which is on May 18th, coming to you live from Lowell, Massachusetts. So we have Spring Break first, then Battleground. But it looks like they're really going hard to put together a card for Spring Break, like tonight. They went out of their way to set up a lot of different matches. Here we see... Oh, God. Oh, God.
I didn't
Why
watch
is this guy still on TV?
a lot of this show. I'm telling you that right now.
Why is this
You
guy
just saw
still
the
on
main
TV?
event. That's all I saw.
Oh, here's Tank Ledger. He's making his debut against Joe Coffey.
Oh my God.
Commentary was really trying to put this guy over tonight, Jay.
Yeah, and I don't get it. I didn't like this match, but I think if I was an NXT UK fan, I probably would. But it doesn't do anything for me. Coffee has his moments, but this match didn't do anything for me, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It was a very basic matchup with a lot of locks, takedowns. He had a nice over the belly, suplex on Coffee that looked good. But I don't know where we're really going with this. This guy just made his debut. You're just going to throw him in with Gallus boys. Obviously, he's going to take the loss. This is going to lead to a big brawl where the Creed brothers come out because they need to get some ring time, I guess. Schism's going to come out. It's just very confusing now. This to me was very confusing. I didn't understand the point of it. The only point of it I do get is that Gallus has the tag team titles. But this wasn't a tag team match, Jay. This was a singles match with a guy who's not even the tag team champion. That's where the confusion for me comes in.
I don't get it.
That doesn't make sense. We see Stacks. We see Tony D over here enjoying some coffee. They're going to have a word with Roxanne Perez. And I actually liked Roxanne Perez's statement tonight. Short, sweet, to the point. Sounded great. Zoe Starks comes out. She makes her point. Both of them look fantastic. And this is a matchup I want to see. I am now excited about this matchup, but it gets better. Not only do we continue the feud between Zoe Starks and Roxanne Perez here, but we continue the feud between Pretty Deadly and Tony D. By the way, what are we naming Tony D and Stacks? Are they the family?
Mafia family? Mafia?
I don't know. Dude, well, maybe I look at it like this. If they're not going to have a name, I don't take them serious as a tag team. Like, I don't see them lasting a long time because there's no branding. There's no t-shirts. There's no merchandise. There's no team name.
Well, I think what it is just like, and from what I see, is like they're trying to make them a tag team for a little bit, but still have Stacks be that strong arm guy, and Tony D be like the main guy for that.
Maybe they are called the family. Travis says that's what Booker called them. That's what I call them. They're the family. All right, so the family versus Pretty Deadly. This is probably going to be a spring break match too. And Pretty Deadly, to me, they're ready for the main roster. Their character development has been on point since the first time I laid eyes on them. Actually, I don't know if you guys remember this. They were the tag team champions last year at Spring Break. You remember when they cut that beautiful video for Spring Break and they had the belts poolside, side plate check, all that. Like, they've been good since then. So if anything, this whole year just added to their resume of how good they are. These guys are main roster ready. Who's winning this matchup, Jay?
Tony D Stacks.
When are we going to send Pretty Deadly to the men roster?
They're ready.
Where would you send them to? Do you think they're going to get drafted, maybe?
I think this is the send-off.
I hope so, man. Maybe Spring Break, after Spring Break, we get some clear definition of maybe the draft rules. Are NXT stars eligible? Will we see someone? And maybe that's why Braun didn't go after Carmelo Hayes. Maybe Braun's just being random right now because he knows he's going to get called up in a week or two. But then again, we have all the drama with his uncle and his father. Well, his father. Somebody told me that he's not going to get called up now because of what his dad did.
I don't think it's that. I think
they
want to see him. I think they want to see what he could do as a heel.
What happened?
Basically, his father made a bunch of bad comments at a con, homophobic kind of comments.
Oh shit!
And,
but I mean, you really shouldn't be punishing Breaker. Breaker shouldn't be getting that punishment.
Unfortunately, it's bad press in their eyes, probably. So maybe they're not going to punish him, but maybe they're just going to hold off on it for a minute.
I'm really scared with this draft because if Vince McMahon has a hand in it, we're fucked.
Dude, you got to be careful out there nowadays. Depending what you said. I mean, look what happened with Kid Rock right now. Because of what Kid Rock said, people aren't buying Bud Light or Coors Light, right, Jay? Isn't it a whole thing? People are going crazy over this shit.
I don't buy it.
I don't know. The point is you got to be careful what you say. It could affect you, could affect your family, could affect your, your work, your co-workers. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in nowadays. Unfortunately. So you have to be careful with what you say. Pretty deadly out here. Looking good, though. Next week, we're going to see a tag team championship triple threat match. So apparently, this isn't getting led up to spring break. This is a match. And by the way, Jay, do you think they make... you see how he has the Joker tattoo on his arm? How do you think that works with toys and action figures? There's no way they can make an action figure and put the Joker tattoo on the guy's arm, right?
I hope they don't make a figure of these guys, period.
Really? Is that bad for Gallus? Who do you think's coming out on top on this match? I'm pretty sure Gallus is going to retain, yes? Okay. Next week, we're going to see Wes Lee versus Charlie Dempsey for the NXT North American Championship. It has been made official. I'm kind of excited about this. This is Dempsey's first shot at gold, is it not?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, but not this special.
Here's the thing, though. Has he really earned that shot at gold?
No.
This feels like a random title opportunity.
Another odd thing tonight.
I think Gulak earned the title shot more than Dempsey did.
This is a Vince McMahon move.
No, Vince is nowhere near Florida, Anthony.
No, but he's got control over it.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't care. Trust me, Vince has nothing to do with NXT right now.
WWE anymore.
If anything, this is
that's been going on.
Listen to me. This is Road Dogg or Shawn Michaels.
Listening to Vince McMahon.
No, Vince doesn't give two shits. He just made $9 billion. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's in control now.
No, he's got less control now. He only has 18% stock in the company.
Bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
I don't trust WWE after the bullshit I've been seeing with Raw and SmackDown.
Listen, man, there's a difference between your opinions. I'm about to give you the Mick Thomason treatment, Anthony. All right? There's a difference between your opinions and factual evidence that has come out online, on ESPN, on Forbes.
I don't even trust the factual evidence. I'm telling you, something does not feel right about NXT and Raw.
Oh, God. Here we go. All right, anyway, let's get to the main event of NXT tonight. It's going to be Fatal 4-Way to determine the number one contender for the NXT Championship match. And I actually really did enjoy the match. It wasn't my favorite match of the night, but it was a hell of a good matchup with a lot of twists and turns and surprises. And everybody had their moment, including Duke Hudson. Duke Hudson really shined in this match. He was all over the place, kicking a lot of ass, getting a lot of spots off. Dragon Lee had his moment. It didn't feel like JD McDonough really had a lot of shine tonight. This match was more about Dragon Lee and Duke Hudson getting their spots off, and then Grayson Waller coming out of nowhere at the end to get the win. He comes in, gets the stunner off Dragon Lee, picks up the quick 1, 2, 3. There's JD McDonough doing what he does best at Poison Rana. Looked like he pretty much killed Duke. You could see Duke there landing hard on his head right there. But that was probably the move of the night for JD. Other than that, this was the Duke Hudson and Dragon Lee show. Look at this. And Dragon Lee with an impressive strength, able to powerbomb Duke Hudson, who's a big dude. But Grayson gets the win. Gets a shoey in on live TV, and we see the matchup.
But also, notice who he pinned. He pinned Duke Hudson.
That's true.
Like, I don't like that. You know, like, I don't like...
Anthony, that's good advice for Mick. You should listen to him. He says he likes you. You're a great person, but you should let it go.
I'm not letting it go because of I've been seeing a bunch of bad shit on TV, and I don't like it. And Vince McMahon has a hold on it.
Don't you know Vince was responsible for the serpent tempting Adam? All right, we're getting off the rails now.
Anyway.
Jay, what did you think about this matchup tonight?
I can't believe I'm saying this on live TV right now. I can't believe I'm saying this, that this was Dragon Lee's best match since he debuted. It was way better than Stand and Deliver. I thought he shined, even though we all love Duke Hudson. I think, Chase U is one of probably the most cheesiest group you could ever get out of NXT 2.0, but they have made it to this run that's going pretty amazing. Overall, I thought it was a hell of a match. I enjoyed it, but I'm gonna go back to tell you guys this makes no sense to me, and I didn't like the finish. I get it, you got two loudmouth guys talking trash on the mic for 2 weeks ready to fight. Just makes no sense to me on this booking. Honestly, I thought we would see Wall off TV to the draft. So I'm confused at this. I don't know. Maybe this is the send off before the draft, but it makes no sense to me. I don't get it.
I think there's going to be a lot of changes coming with the draft. But I agree with you. Dragon Lee looked more impressive tonight than any other night we've seen him on NXT television. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just a couple of weeks that he had to be, comfortable. He definitely looked more comfortable out there tonight. Just the way he was moving around and doing the flying drop kicks and the springboard into the roundhouse kick to the face in the corner.
GD as his partner for most of that.
He definitely looks super comfortable, but I got to give props to Duke Hudson. Duke is a star, bro. Duke is a star. Once he gets out of this whole Chase U shit, that guy's going to be a serious singles competitor.
I'm going to tell you, I don't even think he needs to get out of it. I think he needs to stay because it's just made him more amazing than what he was when he first came as that poker guy against Cameron Grimes. That character was really going anywhere.
Well, I'm not saying he has to get out of it anytime soon. I'm saying like down the line, like 2-3 years from now, after this has played its course out. You know what I'm saying? He, I think, has the ability to be a hell of a singles competitor.
I talked a lot of shit the past year about Indy Hartwell and Duke Hudson, and look where these guys came from. They barely had any TV time. Indy Hartwell is the NXT Women's Champion, and Duke Hudson's having the best run he's ever had since he debuted in NXT 2.0. Look how he turned around.
That title.
That is a good question. Where is Cameron Grimes? We haven't seen Cameron Grimes.
I think he will be in the draft. I think he will be part of the draft. I have him in SmackDown. We all seen pictures of him on his IG. If you guys don't follow him, you should. Amazing guy. I think he will be in the draft as a surprise.
You know who I think won't be in the draft, and we're going to see them on AEW? I don't know why. I have a feeling Drew McIntyre is going all Elite Wrestling, man, to help sell out Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, I can see that happen.
I've heard that he is not happy with creative. He's not happy with his direction. He's not happy with the money. So it might be best for him to just, come back later.
I mean, are we really going to think that Drew McIntyre is going to come back into the title picture in the next
Not necessarily the title picture, but just...
But that's where he wants to go, Savage. And I would agree with him. Shit, if I held down the pandemic by myself, I would be angry too, and I would want more creative direction. And I wouldn't want to be in a triple threat next year for the United States Championship.
In my opinion, these guys should all stay where they are.
I don't know. With Drew,
AEW right now, I would not want to do nothing with AEW when you have all those guys out there that are lined up for title shots against MJF.
But I just cannot see Drew as a mid. I just can't. And I don't think he wants to see himself as a mid.
Yeah,
Can you see Drew beating MJF, though?
If he goes to AEW, that would just be real dumb to me.
Well, I think if Drew was to go to if McIntyre was to go to AEW, it would just be for just to have another star power name. Honestly,
probably
that would be so. Look what they're doing to Adam Cole, for God's sake.
But you also have guys that he could face that necessarily isn't in the title picture. Like you could put him against, a Bryan Danielson, a Kenny Omega. Tonykahn has a roster of guys that can.
Here's my question, and it goes to both of you. Is Drew McIntyre a big enough star, Jay, where he could make a deal with Tonykahn to guarantee himself a championship run in the next year? A world championship run. Meaning Tony would sign him knowing that he's going to take the title off MJF within a year.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. How about you, Ant?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I guess he is, man. I think that Corona Mania didn't help him as much as people think, man.
Look what he's done when he got fired. He held down TNA. Let's not forget that as Drew Galloway. Hello.
But he'll be coming back as Drew Galloway. He's not going to keep the McIntyre name.
Big, great run that nobody talks about when he had in TNA. Look what he did in NXT. He told Triple H, he said, look, I don't want to be back on the main roster. I want to start from the beginning. And look what happened. Won the belt. NXT belt.
Listen, I'm a big fan of everything Drew McIntyre did in his time away from WWE.
I can't see him as a mid. And
don't forget about what he did in ICW. All around the world, holding shit down.
The thing
is, a name for himself.
There's just no story there. I mean,
I agree.
We can't have him with Roman again, and we just needed. With Cody, hey, maybe we got something. But as of now, and I would be frustrated too. I'm going to say this last thing. I think I'll let you go.
Sorry,
I don't really think he should have been in that triple threat at WrestleMania. I think he should have been off WrestleMania. Go ahead.
I was just about to say. I think he was pretty pissed off because I don't think he wanted to do that triple threat match. Because I think he wanted to give that moment to Sheamus. And they kept it on Gunther because they didn't want to, I don't know.
They're doing something special with Gunther.
I think he complained. I think, he was like, hey, you're not going to have me for Mania. The same thing as Lashley, frustrated. We all heard that in online. He complained, and they're like, hey, you know what? We could put you in this triple threat. Maybe Sheamus vouch for him and say, hey, you know what? We can make something happen with Drew, me, and Gunther. And they got Gunther on board, and they just talked to creative, and they're like, hey, let's do it.
At the end of the day, that was one of the best matches of the weekend, though.
And it was. It's
without a doubt.
You just can't expect Drew to now come back and let me just help guys get over that are new and be a mid-card till there's an opening. I just don't see that. I would be frustrated, too.
In my professional opinion, I just doesn't think it helps AEW
to
just sign more guys right now, though, Jay.
When you are a WWE champion, especially in the pandemic and out of the pandemic, when he held it down, I give him all the credit in the world. And then all of a sudden you sign a new contract and you're not hitting those numbers. You're not on those big main events. You're a mid. You're not going to make the same money and you're going to complain because you know what you're worth. And I get it, but at the moment, I think you should not have said nothing. You should hold your peace and wait till there's an opening. I mean, look at Indy Hartwell and Duke Hudson. No opening for them. Did they cry? Did they bitch? I'm pretty sure they did. But hey, they made it work. Duke Hudson made a Chase Huge silly segment that he was just blaming him to get fired, made it work. Indy Hartwell with the bad run like Brian Myers in his WWE days. Losing all the freaking time, and guess what? Out of nowhere, she wins.
All I'm going to say is if you're an up-and-coming wrestler in the world and your goal is to become the world champion, right now is not the time to get in the game. You're not taking it off Roman Reigns. You're not taking it off MJF. Those two guys are going to be your world champs this entire calendar year.
And Travis saying a lot about Karrion Kross. There's something missing with him too, man. I don't know what it is, but every time he's on the indies, he's kicking ass. His videos is kicking ass because he produces it with himself and his wife. But when he comes here, it's just bland and nobody really cares.
Because
don't stay tuned.
In my opinion, you got to put Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross would do so well in AEW.
That's the problem. The problem is that you guys forget is that Karrion Kross got burned live on NXT by Adam Cole by saying, hey, you just a big guy. You ain't nothing. I run the show. I'm the shit. I'm the wrestler. He got burned on live TV, had no response, and nobody's ever going to forget that.
The problem is first impressions are everything. And his first run on WWE, he comes out with his stupid outfit that Vince had him shave his head. Yeah, bro.
I think this is where it fell for me. And I'll just say this. His first run, he won the championship against Keith Lee. I thought it was the bad move because everybody loved Keith Lee. They wasn't ready to see him lose the belt. He lost. Then the next day, everybody felt cheated, just like I did because he had to relinquish the belt. Bad impression, number one. Number two is his run when he got burned by Adam Cole in that segment when they all fought that four-way.
Well, Adam Cole buried him.
Buried him live TV. No response. Stood there with the facial expressions. He could say all he wanted to the interviews. It never affected me. It did. And then third, the Gladiator Part 2, 2.5, with all the helmet and the skirt and all the.
Bro, the problem is not everybody is going to get treated like a Gunther. Like the way Gunther has come into the main roster and has been presented and has been booked works for him. And it shows. He's turning into a megastar.
But you also have Imperium with him.
But he doesn't even need them.
Like those three guys though, those three guys look good together.
Of course, but that's from NXT. It's not like that's new.
But to me, like I don't know, like I can't stand the way Vince made him look with that dumb shredder mask. He looked like a fucking I don't even know. He looked so dumb. And when they had Adam Cole bury him on national TV, that pissed me off because I was like, Jesus Christ, they're killing him.
All right, he won the belt the second time. That was after the pay-per-view.
Enough about Vince, guys. We got to get into the rest of the show because I got to end this show sooner than later. I'm not feeling good tonight. Just letting you guys know, I'm going to lock up a date with David LaGreca very soon. Should be this week, maybe even on Friday. I'll let you guys know when that date is. Make sure that you check out Outlaw Wrestling this week. But before you check out Outlaw Wrestling, come on down to the Wrestling Universe April 13th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And you can meet Speedball Mike Bailey. He'll be there for a couple hours hanging out with me. And after that, we're going straight over to Outlaw, Queens Brewery. Matt Cardona is going to make his debut. There's going to be a lot of sick matches here this night. A lot of sick matches. This is going to be a banger. This is going to be a banger. This is going to be a banger. And then Mike Bailey taking on Sasaki. From what I've heard, that is going to steal the show. Alpha Jr. defending his Outlaw Championship match against Homicide. A lot going down this week. And then also on Friday, I'll be at ISPW Rage in the Cage. Crowbar taking on Rick Recon. And Bull James defending his title against Gangrel. It's going to be a hell of a week of pro wrestling. Jay, hopefully I see you at the Queens Brewery. I don't know if you're coming, but if you do, you do your best. If not, I'm sure you're going to show up for that other event coming up later in the month. We know which one it is. This guy.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you come party with Marty, May 6th. Same day as Backlash. Which, by the way, Jay, I saw the commercial for Backlash today. And even in the commercial, it says, after WrestleMania, the Backlash. Like, they said it like that.
Backlash, not WrestleMania.
They still said, after WrestleMania. Come join the Backlash after WrestleMania.
Been identified as a Cody mark. Any Cody botches on the mic, you will love it.
Thank you, man. I got a little
Brock did win the Undisputed Universal WWE Championship as well.
Do you see Cody beating Brock clean, or is this going to be an ongoing saga? Are they going to screw him? Is it going to be a DQ?
Tough call, but you have to give Cody the win. But I think it will be kind of unexpected. Do you guys remember Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles?
Do you remember Brock versus John Cena? They did the same thing after 10 years ago.
Cena got hit in the post, and AJ just took the offense. I think it'll be something like that.
Do you remember when Cena lost to The Rock, and then the very next night on Raw, Brock Lesnar returns, attacks Cena, and then Cena beats Brock?
By the way, what was said in that segment last night? Because I was out like a light.
What segment?
With Cody Rhodes.
Oh, basically, I got the confidence. I know I could beat Brock. He's a DK, former WWE Universal Championship that I never saw him win. But Savage loves the botches by Cody. And I think he was sympathetic, showed a lot of confidence, ready to fight Brock. And that's about it, man.
Of course he's ready to fight Brock. He just main evented against the hottest wrestler in the world. Why wouldn't you be ready
I truly think the finish will be something like that. Maybe he hits his head on the ring post. Cody goes for the crossroad. Boom, boom, boom.
Do you remember, did they ever have any in-ring action the last time Cody was in WWE?
No.
Never, right? Nothing.
No, but I will say this. If you guys know Bully Ray, I mean, he is making sense, and I'm glad he's on board with what I'm seeing. He said after the Dusty documentary that it makes sense of why Cody will lose at WrestleMania. Because
100%
builds to that story, and it's just working freaking great. So
it's just making the story better, longer, and more meaningful. Because when the story lasts longer, people are gonna, connect with it more. Like if you think people were cheering for Cody at this year's Mania, imagine next year's Mania.
People got MSG with him winning.
At MSG?
I got SummerSlam. But I have people saying MSG.
I don't know. I'm sticking with your original theory that they want him to pass Hogan's record. And if that's true, then he has to retain it until after Mania 40.
Definitely padding Pedro Morales.
Oh, 100%, man.
So that's going to be big.
All right, Mick Thomason, I'll do you the favor. Here's your damn video. Where is it?
Wrestling.
Oh my God.
Well, Savage.
You happy, Mick?
Oh my
you
God.
Happy? You guys have any final thoughts before we end the show? I'm trying to keep it under an hour tonight.
See what happens tomorrow, but it was just a very kind of odd show. Some things didn't make sense for me. So I don't understand the Mello and Waller. I really don't get that. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, in a way, there's going to be a story behind it because, Carmelo came out at the end of that steel cage match with him and Braun.
I don't know. Maybe I can't take them seriously because they were together at WrestleMania in the Sky booth. So I don't know.
I just don't see Grayson Waller being the guy. Like, I don't know how this helps Grayson Waller taking another loss to Carmelo. He's not going to beat Carmelo.
Exactly. So is this a send-off?
The only way that this could help Grayson is if there's like a screwed, like something gets screwed up and there's like a DQ on Waller's end. Or on.
Well, right now they're trying to make Carmelo babyface, Grayson's the obvious heel in this matchup.
Right, but now how can you? But how can you make a finish that's going to still make Waller look strong?
Maybe Trick Williams gets involved, and then Carmelo doesn't like that. He's like, I don't need your help to defend this championship. Maybe we see a split between Carmelo and Trick.
And then what? There's a feud between them two.
Not yet. I think it's too soon for that.
Maybe
just a little aggravation from Carmelo. They just
in simple
bump
terms,
heads.
this match makes no sense.
It really doesn't make no sense because what are you doing? Maybe Jay's right. Maybe Carmelo beats Grayson and then Grayson just goes off to the draft and we're supposed to just forget about this.
I wouldn't even have him do this.
That's my point. Yeah, if you're going to go in the draft, you should go in the draft looking strong. But yet again, he did lose to Johnny Gargano. Again, he even reminds us it was a non-sanctioned match. Doesn't count. All right. Tomorrow night, AEW will be here live at 10:30, hopefully with Gilch and I'm sure Toto Tom. Maybe Luis Tommaso will make his return. Apparently, there's a big signing at the Wrestling Universe coming up May 28th. Somebody that has worked for AEW, WWE, and WCW. Who could it be? Is it Mark Henry? Is it Big Show? Is it Tony Schiavone? Is it Sting? I don't know. Is it Jim Ross?
It's Crowbar.
Could be Crowbar. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me here on Wrestling with Savage. We'll see you tomorrow night for AEW. As always, this has been Wrestling with Savage. God bless, take care, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Keep it real. Why are you yelling? I'm excited.
Because that's it.
Nice stiffy.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud say you live by the champ. Her last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.